As someone who flies moderately often, I am not afraid of aeroplanes. I believe that aeroplanes are one of the safest mode of transportation. However, whenever I am going into a plane, I usually like to stare down the pilots and look in their eyes. My reason being, I'm trying to determine if he had made up his mind that he's not going back to Earth. And the second reason why I usually look at the pilots is that I know that a simple human error could be the end of it all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show on a very disappointing evening in Jamaica. As a Jamaican, I am hurting. And as Ephraim McLeod reminded me today, I was once a member of the St. Catherine Cricket Club, where the match between Barbados Royals and the combined campuses and colleges were scheduled to be played today. I am disappointed. I am not hungry, but I'm disappointed. I arrived at the ground sometime around 9 o'clock this morning. And I realized that the nets that surround the playing surface, that you do not want anyone to go on the playing surface, it was still there. I also noticed that the third umpire and a set of groundsmen were at the far end of the ground, you would say north of southeast. If you know Shedwin Park, it is just that area looking at the scoreboard from the pavilion. It is just that area to the left of the scoreboard, looking at it from the pavilion. There was a area of concern there. But those two things did not really spike my attention, and I never saw it as any concern. As it approached 9:30, however, I realized that they were still there, and although both set of players were off the field and I was expecting to see the captains coming out, the net surrounding the pitch was still there, and the groundsman and the third umpire was still at the spot of concern, and they were working feverishly there. I went across and I took some photos, but I could not go on the field. For at that time, I never got permission. The permission came sometime later when CWI said, yes, I could stream the match, but I could only stream it for the Jamaican audience. I could not stream it internationally. So the first thing that I took some photos from the edge of the boundary, and I uploaded those photos to my YouTube channel. They are on the home page. At 10:26, news came that they are going to inspect the area at 11 o'clock. When they inspected the area at 11 o'clock, they then reported that another inspection would be done after lunch at 1 p.m. When we returned from lunch, I realized that the area of concern, it's a area of has a radius of about 3 to 4 meters. That's the area, about a radius of about 3 to 4 meters. So if you multiply radius by pi r square, you would get the area. So it was roughly that. Now, at 1:15, we were told that the match was abandoned for the day. So it was abandoned because the area, they could not get that area ready on time to start the match. Now, I went across there, and now that I have permission to go on the field, I went on the field. Not the area adjoining the area that was dug up. I stepped there, and I'm telling you, it is absolutely soft. Maybe I should use a stronger word than soft, but it was definitely not wet. It was more than just wet. That area that was confined. So, as you know, I would have done my investigation, and this is what I heard happen. On Monday, when the match officials went to Shedwin Park to ensure that everything is okay, they left in good spirit because they never saw an issue at that time with the ground. My understanding is that the ground was being watered, it was being sprinkled. And a sprinkled where the hose joined the sprinkler at about 4:30, 5:30 so on Monday afternoon, it started raining. And so the persons that were monitoring the sprinkler, they ran off the field. This is what I'm being told, that they ran off the field, but sometime afterwards, whether in the night or later in the day, no, what I was told is that when they run off the field, that section where the sprinkler and the hose joined together, it came apart. And so when they looked out there and never saw any sprinkler, it's like everyone believed that someone else had turned off the sprinkler. But in fact, it was that turn off. In fact, it was that it came apart and the field was being flooded. So they ran off when the rain came. The sprinkler and the hose disconnected. But because it disconnected and they were at a distance because they ran off the field, they never realized that no one had turned it off, but instead the field was being flooded. So when the officials returned on Tuesday, they saw that area under water, and a tremendous amount of water. My understanding is that between Tuesday, when they went to the ground, and this morning, they tried a number of remedies. They tried a number of strategies. They tried different options, but they were just unable to get the field ready because a lot of rain had fell, and you are aware that a cold front is across Jamaica at this time, and so there was not enough sun beating down on the ground. And they tried everything. So at just about lunchtime today, they took the decision to dig up the area. So those who understand science will know that by digging up the area, they created a larger surface area for the sun to dry it by digging it up. By creating that larger surface area, they expected it to dry quicker. Now they are going to replace it sometime this evening or early tomorrow morning, and then they roll it so that they try and lever it back out. But they cannot wait until it gets too dry because they are still going to need that even surface. I wish them well, and I really hope that they'll get the job done, and this latest strategy, this latest option that they are utilizing will allow them to get the the playing surface ready. As I said, it's just about an area of about 3 to 4 meters, the radius. The radius is just about 3 to 4 meters. So if you do the calculation, it's probably about 4 times 16, just about 50 meters square. The area is just about 50 meters square that is causing the issue. By the time we left there, however, that area had reduced. So it is much reduced now. And as you saw in the pictures that I have uploaded, that area is no longer that big. They said that play, the word is that play will start at 9:30 tomorrow morning and will go until 6 p.m. in the evening. So that's the situation from Shedwin Park, is that due to a slight error, probably you could say inexperience, it was a mistake. I'm disappointed, of course, and I don't want to really bash anyone here. I have been told that the person who was responsible for turning off the sprinkler, that person was fired from Tuesday morning. That's what I'm being told. I need to probably double check that. But I was told that he was fired from Tuesday morning. So it was a mistake, and it's bad, of course. I am disappointed, of course. A lot will be said about it. But, these things do happen. Mistakes do happen. We have to forgive each other and move on. And I really hope that the match will be able to start tomorrow morning on time. It's a sad thing, very disappointed, and Jamaica getting bowled out for 159 didn't help my spirit today. It didn't help my day. I thank you for being here. Smash a like on the video. I see a few comments here. Brian H is saying that ridiculous, another embarrassing West Indian moment. I cannot hide away from that, Brian H. It is true. I'm disappointed, especially as a Jamaican. I cannot hide. It really hurts, but I hope, though, that we would have learned from this experience and know the value of double checking. So, and that is an important thing in even our everyday lives. It's always important to double check. So you telling me that they were so scared of rain that they failed to be sure that the equipment was in good repair when they left? Good grief. Those are things, Brian H., that I cannot defend. I cannot defend, I cannot defend. It boils down to inexperience, and I know how you felt, and I am not here going to try and defend the situation. I felt bad about it. I was a member of the St. Catherine Cricket Club once, and I'm a Jamaican. So I really felt bad about it. I'm disappointed, and I cannot defend the indefensible. But I just want, though, to advise caution and just hope for the best. But I got your point, Brian H. Supernova 22, Cricket Forum. I know Jamaica did do well, but how was the experience at Sabina Park today watching the game? As Supernova 22, I spent the day at Shedwin Park. I never went to Sabina Park today. I probably will go to Sabina Park for the second match. So I was at Shedwin Park. I never got to watch any cricket. It was a very frustrating up and down day. It was a very hard working day. I heard the third umpire say that, boy, this was a very hard day for him, because those things are being monitored by the third umpire, and he really earned his money today. So the third umpire definitely earned his money. Besides Trinidad and Windwards, the batting was very poor. Thank you very much, Supernova 22. I appreciate that. As I said, I didn't watch any, so thank you for the update. Thank you for the update. Johan Jeremiah continues form. I'm very glad to know that, because he's someone that I would have spoken about a lot. Not in the same definitive way that I had spoken about Shamar Joseph, but Johan Jeremiah is someone that I've spoken about a lot. I don't know. I heard persons is saying that they don't see the need, that he probably changed his shirt during his innings, and persons were saying that he was probably concentrating on the wrong thing. I have not seen it. I don't know if it was a massage, some stretching, and he took off his shirt or something. So if you had watched the match, you could probably update me on it. But I heard people are saying that there was no need to change your shirt during your batting innings, as it is uncalled for. On to the matches. It looks like we have the same problem scoring runs. I see that you and Jeremiah at least got some runs. Yes, thank you for that. So tomorrow morning I'll be back at Shedwin Park, and that is why yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was saying that it is very important that you support the channel and contribute, because I'm covering all these matches. So some sponsorship, whether from an individual, from a company, from a business, it is always welcome. And if you can sponsor these activities that I'm doing, I will appreciate it. Maybe not full, but you know what they said? Every little make a mucker. So please contact me and let us look at how you could probably support the things that I'm doing, the children program, going to all of these matches and so on. Supernova is saying that Jeremiah Rutherford and Joel Andrew are very similar in the way they bat, with extremely quick hands and wrists, in my opinion. Jeremiah needs to be on the next A-team tour. I do not have an issue with that Supernova 22, because that is something that I would have said already, that I would have loved to have seen him in South Africa. Not definitively, as I said, about Shamar Joseph, but I'd mentioned that I would have loved. And even yesterday, previewing the Windward Islands Volcanoes team, I did mention that Jeremiah is someone that I'm very, very interested in seeing. I spoke to Joel Andrew last night, and he said that he will be in the team. He's expected. He never said that he will, so I don't want to misquote the young man. He said that he is expected to be in the team. And you know that he came off the plane and went to play a school match and crack 100 yesterday. Was it? Yes, I think yesterday, yes. So just as he came off the plane, he went to represent his school and crack 100. So that was very good from the young man. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. And I'll be back at Shedwin Park tomorrow morning. So please join me then. I will probably have a talk with the match referee if C. Dobrai allows him to talk. And I met Vasper Drakes today, man. I met the gentleman today. I was so happy to meet him. He's a very good man. And I met him today. It was good meeting Vasper Drakes today. Melius was looking good until he gives his wicket away. Well, let's hope that he can score some runs, because as I always said, I don't want the prettiest receptionist at my front decks. I want the most effective receptionist at the front decks. That's what I want, not the prettiest one. So I really, looking good is pleasing to the eyes. But when it comes to productivity, it doesn't mean much to me. But thank you, Michael Douglas, for adding that to the show. Kirk Amune is saying that, Mr. Cricket Forum, I want to hear your T20 11 against Australia this Friday. I will do that tomorrow. I will do that at lunchtime in the match tomorrow between Barbados Pride and the combined colleges and campuses. So at lunchtime tomorrow, listen out for my 11. Does the Barbados 4-day match now become a 3-day match? It is still considered a 4-day match, with the first day being abandoned, and that is why they are starting at 9:30 and going up to 6 o'clock. Thank you all for tuning in. It has been a long day. I drove all the way to Shedwin Park and came back home this evening. So it has been a long day, a lot of driving. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a great evening and see you tomorrow morning. Take care now. Take care of your loved ones. Goodbye.